you're talking about doing hip replacements, it's a fairly good bet that your guy, highly skilled and highly qualified, has not reviewed every bad case of hip replacement in the world that happened up until yesterday at noon.
Yeah.
But the AI may well have. So, should you use a Model A or a Model B? How does this relate to your particular circumstances? There are some things that I see in health that AI is going to do or is doing better than people. But there are some things that it's not.
Yeah, and beyond that, I mean, it's the DeepSeek, or not deep. Yeah, I think it was DeepSeek. But anyway, it was a Google product that identified the ability to read breast cancer images, 10,000 images, and identify the 8 major markers of breast cancer. And it not only could do that at 95% effectiveness and better than human beings, it said, oh, and by the way, humans, you missed one. Here's a 9th one, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But let me give you the outlier story. The outlier story is my business partner, Jeff Ferguson, who you've met.
Yes. Now, don't disclose anything about his health or we'll be taken off the air.
Okay.
You've identified the individual. We can't talk about his health.
Okay. All I was going to say was he went in for a scan, and it turned out the scan that he was going in for identified no issues. But the human who was reviewing the scan identified something else, which wasn't what the scan was being used for, but because of his knowledge and experience, he identified something else that was literally life-threatening. And as a result, that got treated and he got fixed.
Yeah, I can't comment on it. I think, by the way, the breast cancer study with pattern recognition, which is a bit old now, I think that was Australian research, not Chinese. And that ability is now throughout all of the models. And it's a skill set that, because the AI doesn't get tired, because it hasn't looked at 10,000 other images today, well, it might have looked at 10,000, but because it doesn't get tired, because it doesn't need a bit more sugar, because all of those reasons, yes, some of that stuff is superbly done by computer now.
But the classic example is the game of Go, where Go learned how to play the game from humans, and within a matter of a year or two, it beat the best human in the world, and that was it. End of story. And it's something like 15 times more complex than chess, and it came up with moves that nobody had ever even considered or thought of, and it's now the best in the world. So in hard physics or math activities, the AI is clearly going to pass us.